Peace and light, everybody. Good evening. Just wanted to slide through real quick, and give some insight on my 5 day EI Trader Challenge. So this will be the first time I probably just really came on and talked about it. I just been active with it, and so if you've been like tapped in with me for any length of time, then you've noticed a shift, right, in my conversation in the last 6 months. But EI day traders stands for emotionally intelligent day traders. So I'm still doing emotional intelligence, and I still do emotional intelligence for companies, but I've been hyper focused on providing more value to the community about something I learned that I started studying during the pandemic. Most entrepreneurs, and anybody who's an entrepreneur understands this. And if you have any comments you want to engage with me, you can click on that StreamYard link up top, and it'll allow me to see your comments. Other than that, if they're on Facebook, I have to catch them after the recording. But any entrepreneur that was in the pandemic quickly realized, depending on what the nature of your business was, that you probably needed to make some adjustments, pivot a little bit to keep things flowing while the world was trying to figure out what was happening next. And, for me, being a consultant, right, a trainer, most of my business was happening in person, right? So a lot of you guys been to my seminars. So I was doing seminars, a lot of corporate stuff. And when obviously the pandemic hit, we couldn't gather in groups like that. It has somewhat of an impact on my business. When I say somewhat, is because I was able to go to a virtual training model like everybody who had the opportunity to do so. So I was able to keep things going. So I won't say that my business took a hit because I was thankful to be in motion. I actually, emotions were running even higher during the pandemic. So the demand for my services increased. But if you're just joining in, I'm just talking about the EI 5 day challenge and how I got to it and why I even do it in the first place. Because again, some of you are just meeting me, so you think this is what I've always been doing. And a lot of you, though, have been engaging with me on social media for some time. So you just looked up and you just seen this shift. You just seen me having this conversation about stock market. And so as an entrepreneur, and those who don't know, I wasn't always a full-time entrepreneur. For 20 years, I worked in the criminal justice system. I worked for the probation department, the Alameda County Probation Department, for about 16 years. And so just recently, in the last 5 years, right, I walked away from that career and became a full-time entrepreneur. So this year right here is the 5th year that I've been out on my own as an entrepreneur. So, what that made me do is get very dialed in, if you will. And when I seen that how the pandemic could affect the business just by some stuff that was just out of our control, I didn't really like that. Even though business was still moving, but I was seeing other people suffering, and I was just like, man, I want to come up with something or get involved in something that doesn't really have me relying on anybody. And so, if you ever read Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, one of the things that he talks about is his quadrant, right? And it's this quadrant, and he has on the left side, he talks about employees, and then those that are self-employed. And he talks on the right side, he talks about business owners, and he talks about investors. And it always stuck with me because if you're an employee, you work for someone, right? You always kind of, in any given moment, the company can go a different direction, new supervisors can come in, policy, whatever can changes, and it can disrupt, right, your path. And if you're self-employed, you really just bought yourself a job, right? But when you move over to the right side and you're a business owner is someone who has a business, the business is in motion, and they don't have to physically be there, right? They don't have to. And that kind of frees you up a little bit, but it depends on what kind of business, because it still might have you connected to managing all those people that's running your business. And then the last part of the quadrant is an investor. And an investor doesn't do anything but send his money at his or her money out, and that money goes out and bring more money in. And that type of person lives a more freer lifestyle because they're just making decisions and leveraging money. And so I was like, the stock market, I never really got into it. The Robin Hood craze, like everybody else, I signed up for Robin Hood and I was just buying stocks and doing random things. But I'm the type of person that if I get into something, I want to take a deeper dive. So I looked into crypto, looked into options, looked into swing trading, looking at buying and hold, and took all the courses, all that kind of stuff. And it was cool, but I still didn't get that thing right that made me feel like, what I'm saying, I still didn't find that thing that made me feel like I want to be part of this. So I kept digging, I kept searching, I kept watching, and boom, got into day trading. Well, I started learning about day trading, and I was like, now that's what I'm talking about. Like, if I'm going to be, because so like when you're buying stocks, really, if you're gonna make money off stocks, you really need to buy and hold. You need to buy at a good price, right? You need to buy a large quantity, and you need to hold a sizable position. And over time, like any other investment, because it's an asset, because you own shares of a company, it will appreciate. But that was for the long game. So I really wasn't excited about that. I understood the assignment, but I wasn't excited about that. Options trading is cool. I like that too, but you gotta educate yourself on it, because the contracts that you buy expire, and if they expire before you hit your strike price, then you just lose the value of what you did. But you can leverage money because it gives you control of 100 shares of a time based on the contract. So I did like that, and I do like that. Actually, I'm gonna get back to that. And then there's swing trading, where you buy positions in the stock market for, you might hold them for a week, a few days, or whatever, and then you get back out. So you're not really holding it for the long term. Then there's day trading, in and out the same day. I like that. But right, what happened was that with the day trading, right, um, if you day trading stocks, then you got to have $25,000 minimum in your account to be able to day trade. If you don't do that, then you can get hit with that called a PDT, that pattern day trading rule, and they can call your account and all that kind of stuff. And you don't want to do all that. You take more than a couple of trades a week. So I kept taking a deeper dive. And I know most of you guys, you heard about the Forex, right? So Rico say been in the game for 3 years. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? You see a lot of people with the Forex and trading the currency and things of that nature, right? And then I didn't really like that. I just didn't even like the way they were doing that. So like Rico's just saying, I discovered futures, right? And so I started looking into futures and contracts and how that was doing. I was like, now this makes sense to me. So that's why I took a deeper dive. And once I understood the assignment and what it took to trade future contracts, I was like, this is it. So I went all in last year. What I'm saying, I just really went in. I learned everything I could about it, read every book, watched every video, and dove in head first, baptism by fire, figured it out. Once I figured it out and started becoming profitable consistently, and I found the system, just naturally who I am, again, and anybody who knows me for any length of time, if I know something, I'm gonna share it, right? If I know about it, just like when I discovered emotional intelligence, as soon as I learned about emotional intelligence, that was about 10 years ago, I was floored because nobody I knew was talking about it. And especially in our community, people of color, and we some of the most emotional people, right? We flash about anything. So I was like, man, well, nobody's ever talking about it. So I wanted to make myself responsible. I wanted to be the thought leader to bring emotional intelligence to the community. Most people hadn't heard of it, and there are people right now who think I made up emotional intelligence because I was the first one to bring it like to the forefront for our community. I am sourced. A lot of people will source me as the first place that they actually heard of emotional intelligence. So that's how I built my consulting company around it. Well, the same thing happened when I discovered the future contracts and the trading. I'm like, I don't know anybody that's day trading future contracts. I just didn't. I knew people were doing Forex. I knew people were doing options and all the other stuff, but I didn't know anybody doing future contracts. So I said, hey, I'll be the thought leader for this. I'll take a deeper dive. I'm an EI consultant by nature. I'll create a tribe of EI day traders. And why did I come up with the EI day traders? Because every book I've ever read about trading anywhere in the market, every video I ever watched, people will consistently say, you got to have your emotions in check. You hear that consistently. It's an emotional game. But I didn't see nobody talking about how to control your emotions. I'm like, the universe is talking to me because I'm the EI guy. This is right up my alley. I'm a natural born hustler. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm the EI guy. This is for me. And that's why you see me pushing a hard line when it comes to creating these EI day traders. Now, what is the 5-day challenge, right? What's up, sis? Long time no see. What is a 5-day challenge? So I wanted to come up with a way that I can teach the community, right? I wanted to come up with a way to teach the community how to do this in the most simplest, straightforward way, right? And so I used all of my facilitation skills, everything I know, everything I've been doing, training big corporations on emotional intelligence, and remixed and put a program together with you in mind, knowing that most people, right, don't ever, right, get a chance to see this. Big Chuck, what's up, man? I see you, my guy. Long time no see, the master counselor. Me and this guy goes back a long, long way, man. Good to see you there, Chuck. So I knew nobody like that I knew really knew how to do this. So I'm like, I'm gonna take all my skills and everything that I do, and I'm gonna put a play together. And I said, in 5 days, I made a promise. I said, in 5 days, I can take anybody. You don't have to know anything about the stock market. And I'm going to show you how to go from where you are now to be able to take a trade if you choose to do so. That became my personal mission. So that's what I've been doing. So when you see me talking about EI day traders, when you see me, talking about day trading, that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? It's about me servicing the community again at a higher level, right? Because that's what I do. And so one thing about me, anybody who knows me, you've seen me in the community, like that's what I do. But I know what it's doing for me. So I know if I can get anybody who's willing, right, to become a part of this, you're gonna benefit. So what I said I had to do, I'm like, well, I know my folks, right? I'm like, I gotta come out and I gotta show results. So I couldn't just show up, right, and then be talking about I'm just doing these options, right? I mean, excuse me, I'm just doing these trading, and y'all should do it too. I know how my community is. They like, yeah, whatever, let's see, right? So I've always been a man of results. So I said, I'm gonna run a results-based campaign. So the YouTube videos, if you ever seen one, if you ever seen one of my posts with me showing you how I earned the money, was me being transparent to like, this is really what it takes. What's up, bro? I see you. Right. This is what it actually takes to make a trade. And my thought was, if I show you the process, and if you can imagine, if you can see yourself doing what I do, then I'll take you to the promised land, right? I'll get you there. And so that's what I do. And that's the only reason why, you know what I'm saying, that's the only reason why I do the video thing. You ain't never seen me on social media talking about no money. I've been on social media since it's been 10, 12 years. You ain't never seen me talk about no money. You ain't never seen me talk about what I got, nobody else got. And I've been cool for a while. You ain't never seen that. So it it also it kind of bucked up against my own belief system to be showing money, because I didn't want people to think I was high capping or siding or trying to, because people who just meet you like that's all they see. But I had to be courageous, right? And say, okay, I don't care what nobody else think. I know what my intention is. I want to show an everyday person, right, like me, that if they take the time to learn this skill and develop it, they will have the opportunity to do exactly what I do. Get up in the morning, open up your computer, read a chart, and be able to say, this is a good time to enter at this price, and this is a good time to exit at that price. That's it. That's what I'm teaching. And then you can decide how many times you want to do it, how often you want to do it, how big you want to go with it, right? I'm just putting you in the game and coaching you along the way. Everybody gonna come in at different levels. What up, Big Silk? Right? Everybody gonna come in at different levels. But my goal is this: is to take you from where you are now. If you don't know anything about the stock market, if you had any questions about it, if you just didn't know, I'm telling you, jump on this 5-day challenge. I promise you. I ain't gonna leave you hanging. This is not some challenge or some course you're gonna take and somebody just gets your money and you don't know what to do next, right? Never, never, not with me. I'm the person that's gonna make sure I take you along the way. And if you don't believe me, just ask anybody who's taking the course. Even people who taken the course and haven't taken action yet, they understand the value that I put in there because it's a double up, right? I'm not only am I teaching you a quick crash course in emotional intelligence, which you need regardless, and this is a life skill that's going to help you personally and professionally just by itself, but I'm giving you some game that you didn't know, right? You just, and because if you knew it, then you'd be good. You wouldn't even be listening to me right now. But most people don't know, and so even like this morning, like I mean, I'm 2 days into the year and I'm profitable. I'm coming out in the green. And I probably have earned more in 2 days than most people is going to earn this week. And I did it in an hour and a half. So to me, in my mind, like the possibilities are endless. So I'm constantly getting better. I read every day about futures and trading. I study my charts. I have my chart right here. I just did this on my other line. I'll show you right here. You turn around. I got my charts up right now, right? Studying. I'm constantly studying, right? Getting familiar. This is like my second nature. Like this is what I do now and forever. Like from now on, like I don't see a time with me not doing this. I see the game only getting deeper, right? And why do I look at it like that? Because at the end of the day, right? Let's just look at it this way. Every day, okay, there are billions of dollars being transacted in the stock market. The stock market been here before everybody on this call, right? I guarantee you, whatever year you was born, the stock market was already here and it was popping. And it was popping. And I guarantee you, when everybody on this line, when we are all dead and gone, the stock market is going to still be here. That's facts, right? That's facts. And what's my point? My point is this, Brother Broski, what's up, baby? My point is this. Why wouldn't you want to know the information that's being exchanged every day with or without us, right? This happening with or without us. But how powerful would it be, right? For you to have another resource that from the comfort of your own home, it doesn't take up any more time. My theme is time and money, right? How can you make more money in less time? That's the campaign for this year, right? It's like the time versus money challenge. When I say I just made $700 in 6 minutes, or I just made $500 in 4 minutes, I want people to really think about that. I want people to fathom, like, what does that mean, right? The ultimate side hustle, right? I want you to think about that. So yesterday when I did $580 in 4 minutes, like the challenge is that get your timer, right? Pick up your phone, set the timer, let the countdown go from 4 minutes. And while that countdown, that timer is going off, I want you to think about how could you be earning some income in 11 minutes, in 13 minutes. So we went from working hourly or salary monthly or however you get paid to doing it in minutes. Why wouldn't you, at all the things in life that you've attempted to learn and all the time, whatever you've done in life, right? You know what I'm saying? Your trading places is a classic. The thing about that, sis, now I understand trading places. Like before, it was just a movie, entertainment, Eddie Murphy. But now I get it, right? I'm like everybody else. I had no interest, for most people, in the stock market. I just wasn't tripping off of it. Shit was hidden in plain sight, like right here in our face. And we just letting it go by, right? Or you're jumping in it uneducated. So many of us, including myself, got a Robinhood account, right? Put a one in the chat if you got a Robinhood account. You jumped on Robinhood, like, or matter of fact, just put a one in the chat, right? Or in the comment. If when everybody was talking about Robinhood, you got a Robinhood account as well, right? And you went there and you didn't really know what to buy. So you bought some things you won on, some things you lost on, but you really didn't really know what you were doing because there was nobody to guide you. So even if you tried options or Forex or crypto, most people are buying blindly. You don't even know what you really should do. Most people say, if somebody say, hey man, you should, you know what I'm saying, you should buy some Ford, right? Or somebody go, the metaverse is coming out, you should buy this, right? A lot of people just go, oh, I'm just gonna buy. Just like when the Dogecoin and all this stuff, people just hear what people say to go buy, and they just run and buy it. Which that's what the big hedge fund people they love. They call us retail traders, right? We just come in and buy whatever. We ain't got no rhyme or reason, no exit strategy. We just putting our money in the game, and they swoop it right up because they know how to move the market. If nothing else, and I'll just say this to anybody, even if you don't take the challenge, I'm going to say to you, if you find yourself in any way, right, buying a stock, right, interested in buying a stock, somebody say, hey, you should buy this, that. The best thing you could do for yourself is to learn how to read a chart, because everything is based on the charts and everything is based on price action, period. Where has the price been? Where is it at now? And where it's going? And you need to be able to know to connect the dots. So before you go run out and buy another stock, you need to be able to pull it up on a chart and look at the price action. You need to look at the history of it. You need to look at the patterns in which people have bought and sold this particular stock, so that you can determine when is the best opportunity to buy and when is the best opportunity to sell. And then you need to have a plan. When you buy this, are you buying it for the long game? You're going to come back in 10 years and get it? And if you're buying something for the long game, you need to do something. I'm just giving you some game I picked up along the way. This has nothing to do with the challenge. I'm just saying, if you're buying, and I should have said this from the beginning, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Do not be like DB said, go do this. I'm just spitting game, right? So you can pick it up where I leave it off, right? All I'm saying is, if you're going to buy something for the long game, you should be doing what they call cost dollar averaging, right? Because a lot of times people buy stocks, but they're not buying enough positions, right? So you don't have enough weight. You don't got enough skin in the game. So when it moves, okay, you not really benefit from it because you ain't got enough positions. So if you ain't really buying at least 100 shares of a stock, you ain't really gonna win. And this is why. Let me just keep it real with you. When stocks move, when a price moves in a stock, it's only gonna move a dollar, a couple of dollars, at a time. There's extreme in crypto. Sometimes that that to the moon stuff, but that is far few in between. But the stock game itself, they move in dollar amounts. And so if you don't have at least, I always say 100 shares. So if it moved $5, 100 times 5, you make $500 when it moves. But you got to be able to have enough skin in the game for when it moves. So if you're going to buy things for the long term, pick a few companies, good quality companies, not these fly by night, right? Pick companies that are going to be here, and then you cost dollar average, meaning that you continuously buy into that stock so you can get a nice position. So when they profit, you profit, period. But when it comes down to this challenge, because that's really what I want to educate you on. If you want the ability, right, to be able to understand, right, when to get into the market on any given day, okay, and when to get out and take profits, you want to consider the 5-day challenge. And you cannot lose in the 5-day challenge because you're going to get a crash course in emotional intelligence. You're going to determine if this type of trading is for you. And at the very minimum, even if it's not for you now, what I'm going to teach you, you can't unlearn, right? The game that I'm giving you is evergreen. What does that mean? You could use this game from now on. So you can learn it today and come back later on and the game will still apply, right? Period. There might be some numerical changes, but the way it get down, because it's the same thing, because stuff is being bought and sold all day, every day. So if you're interested in the 5-day EI Trader Challenge, put a 5 in the comments. I'm streaming this across all my platforms. I'll circle back around. I didn't put any links up because I only want to talk to people who want to do it. And if you window shopping, if you just like, I actually prefer you don't do it, right? Because you got to trust somebody. You got to be able to believe in somebody. And I'm not selling a lifestyle. See, a lot of people, because sometimes people are like, oh, is it a scam? First of all, I ain't never scammed nobody in my life, right? I've been scammed, right? But that ain't my stilo. Anybody know me, that ain't my stilo. I'm not selling you a lifestyle, so we're not showing you. I ain't talking about the big houses and the Ferraris and all that stuff they be talking about. I'm talking about everyday person like you and I that want to take the edge off, want to have an opportunity to earn a couple of dollars. When you come inside my group, I'm transparent. I show you the numbers, right? As I build, you build. I'm not even saying it's astronomical. I'm saying yesterday and today, between both days, I made $1,300 in an hour and a half. If that ain't nothing to you, if you do that with your eyes closed, then I'm not talking to you. But if whatever you're doing in life, if you in an hour and a half can't make $1,300, if you can't make, and I say hour and a half, I just mean like the time I sat at the computer. But each trade took a few minutes to execute. So if you know what I'm saying, if you don't really know, right, how to do that, or if that sounds good to you, put a 5 in the chat, right? Put a 5 so when I go back and look and see who's interested, I could talk to people who want to talk back. Now, anybody got any questions, right, about what I'm doing before I get out of here, right? You know what I'm saying? Chuck, you got 5. Chucky, man, we got to get on the phone anyway, man. We just need to catch up. You know what I mean? You got 5 on it. It's been 5 years since I got up out of there. You on to some new stuff, man. Let's get online, brother. Yes. If this just makes sense to you, okay? If you just tuning in, I've been on here running my mouth for a little bit. I'm talking about the 5-day EI Day Trader Challenge. I'm talking about how I learned how to day trade future contracts, and I found a pretty straightforward way to do so. And I created this 5-day challenge that can take anybody, if you don't know anything about stocks, if you just come in with an open mind, I promise you, I'm going to give you a crash course in emotional intelligence, and I'm going to show you by the end of the 5-day challenge, you will know exactly what to do to take a trade. You know where to go. You'll know how to set it up. Everything that you need will be right there. So I definitely think, those that are interested should definitely tap in. Right. But any question, let me scroll the comments for questions. Now, I can't see If you're on a Facebook side, I can't see it. If you want to be able to me answer a question right now in the moment, then you got to click on that link that says StreamYard and they'll let you inside. But right now, I'm gonna scroll down, see if I see anybody have any questions. If not, I'm gonna tap out of here. So I don't want to hold up y'all time. And this was impromptu, what I'm saying? I just decided to share. I just felt like sharing. Thanks for sharing this message. I'm glad to get some more in-depth info about the trading right on time. Right on. Yeah, what I'm saying? It's dope. It's dope. I'm for sure probably gonna be doing this from now on. I'm only gonna get better and better. This is like when I first started working for the probation department. Like it's just like I became a criminal justice specialist, right? I mean, criminal justice. Like, if you needed to know anything about criminal justice, if your kid got locked up in the hall, if somebody was on probation, I was the guy. If I was an ex-felon, right? Who got his felonies reduced and dismissed, right? This is basically for those who don't know my story, right? Got my felony reduced and dismissed, right? Went, what I'm saying, went to then I went to work for the same probation department where I was locked up at, right? And I became an expert, right? And working with folks, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're helping people. So a lot of people get to me if if your dude was trying to turn his life around, your son was in trouble. Like, that's what I was known for. In the town, I was known as the never worry guy, right? Way back in the day, I was one of the first people to come out with their own T-shirt. Not the only, but one of the first, right? Check your history, right? Everything I've ever done in life, I've kind of been ahead of the curve, right? First person is, whatever, from the legal side to the legal side, I've always been gifted and blessed with the vision. I'm a visionary and I'm a creative spirit. I'm someone who can foresee opportunity before most people can do it. Okay. Winner says, where are the videos located on Facebook group page? If you are just on the EI day trader side, there's no videos in there, no teaching videos. You can go to my YouTube channel, and which is EI Day Traders, and you'll see a lot of videos there. But most of the content is for the paid members, in respect for them, those who took the time to not shade on anybody, but people who invest in themselves is where I'm pouring most of my content at. That's where I want to serve at the highest level. But you also can scroll down my personal page and you'll see some videos, and each video gives you some insight on what I'm talking about. And so what I'm saying is that why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because I'm passionate about whatever I do. And so you best to believe right? Hey, Miss LaDonna, right? If I'm into something, I'm going hard in the paint. And if it involves the people, I'm serving at the highest level. I mean, before the pandemic, I was doing free seminar. I did about 8 or 9 free seminars. 300-400 people show up, right? They'll tell you. And guess what? I fed them, gave them free drink, and gave them a free dose of emotional intelligence. You don't believe me? Ask them. Like, I've been tapping into the community. You know what I'm saying? So this is another way. But you got to invest in yourself in this one, because I did a lot of research. I spent countless hours, but I have shortened the learning curve. So if you're just now hearing this, all I'm saying is, if you want to know about the 5-day EI Trader Challenge, put a 5 in the comments, and I'm gonna go through every page I streamed on. I'm gonna go find them 5s, and I'm gonna send you the link in particular. All right, so I'm taking questions as they show up. You mentioned about a bank account has to be 25K or better in order to trade. Is that true? If you are day trading. So what I was doing was giving comparison of why I like the type of trading that we're doing. We're trading futures contracts. I was saying, if you wanted to just day trade individual stocks, then you have to have 25,000 minimum in your account. The trading we do, you don't have to have nowhere near that to get started. And that's the beauty of it. So I go over all that inside the challenge. I was just basically saying that you don't need. So back in the day, right, it cost a lot of money to be able to do what we do, right? Doing what we're doing now. And some would say it's by design. I don't know. I ain't gonna go with the conspiracy theory, but I can tell you one thing's for sure and 2 things for certain. We can get in now. We can get in now, and you could change the game. And you're gonna be as successful as you invest in yourself. and believe in yourself. And my job is to coach you through that, right? And make sure that you have everything that you need. You know what I'm saying? And so you can get in at different levels, right? Yeah, like bruh saying you can get in as low as 250, you know. But you know, the platform that I use is gonna be a little bit more than that. But the bottom line is you can get in. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. So I'm trying to get to the questions now before I get out of here. Okay. You do Fidelity Investments. Okay. Is that for the long term? If you still on here, sis, when you say you do Fidelity Investments, you mean if it's for the long game? Let me see. Who else we got here, man? Going to lead to win. Please continue to learn from this. Right on. Unfortunately, I can't see you guys' name. It just says Facebook user on my end. Just scrolling down. I don't want to miss nobody before I get up out of here. All right. Let's see. The Broski 5. I went in, I guess the yard stream didn't connect. Okay. Yeah, brother. I'm gonna find you, brother Broski, and drop that link on you. And I encourage you guys. Now, where are we at right now? So when I come to you, let me tell you what's gonna happen. When I connect with you, I'm gonna send you a link. And the link is gonna tell you exactly what the program is. We are on day 2 of the program right now. But the beauty of it is an automated system and a learning portal where you can catch right up. But come Friday, right, then I'm going to set and do a new challenge, and the date hasn't been set yet. But when you get in now, you have all the content and you have access to my private Facebook group where I come on frequently to get your Q&A, you know, and all the stuff that you need. So it's instant. So you don't have to even wait. But then after Friday, I close the opportunity again. I let it marinate, and then I set a new date for people to get in. So it comes in like in cohorts, okay? And that's so that I can streamline, because all you guys have been part of Facebook groups before. The 5-day EI Trader Challenge Facebook group is the only people are in there, right? Are paid members. Period. There's no fluff. There's no riffraff. Everybody in there is about this learning. And all I say to that is you're not going to run into a group where it's just a bunch of air and every post is concentrated, right? And I pay attention, like I maintain that group. So you're not going to be left hanging. And that's one thing I think is very important, you know, and if you've ever bought courses before, you know what I'm talking about, where you buy stuff and then you can't contact nobody. You don't know what to do, things of that nature. You're welcome. Thanks for sharing this message. I'm glad to get some more in-dimensional trading right on time. Absolutely. I got you. I got you guys. So I don't want to hold you on. I don't want to turn this no long ago infomercial. You know, the whole thing for me was just to be able to, I didn't speak on. Why did I come on tonight? If you didn't catch the beginning, I came on tonight because it's a new year, right? And so, you know, everybody knew this, I'm a new that, and I'm like, people should try to get a new skill. I started pushing a hard line towards the end of last year about this 5-day trader challenge, but I really didn't explain to anybody like how did I got there. Not that I have to explain, but I thought it would be interesting. If you've been watching me and you've been seeing me talk strictly about emotional intelligence from a trainings perspective, from a coaching perspective, when you hear me talk about day trading, you're like, man, I haven't heard him talk about that before. Like, when did that come about? How did that come about? And so I thought I'd give you the backstory. Just as an entrepreneur, I knew I needed to add more value to my company, and I am my company. And if you read any book of success or wealth, they tell you the way to stay relevant is to add value. And the way to add value, you have to continue to self-develop and personally develop. You know, those who watch me see I post books all the time, right? I got tons of books behind me now. You probably can't even see. If I get out the way, you can see there's all them books. Like, I'm always reading, right? And I read because that's where the information is at. And I'm really good at gathering information and then putting it into play and making it easy for folks to digest. That's a gift of mine. So I love reading. I love going to get information. So I had to add value to myself, and now I want to add value to whoever is willing. So now, one thing I want to say before I go, make sure you put them 5s in so you don't miss it. And even if you see this after the live goes off, if anything I said resonated, drop a 5. I'll get notification. I'll come and bring you the link. But what if you're not the one that's ready? But what if you know somebody, right? What if you like to get your son who's in his 20s or daughters in their 20s and 30s, and they really ain't They really ain't doing nothing yet, right? How about those folks? Maybe they would be interested, right? Maybe you know somebody, hey, Miss Weena, right? Maybe you know somebody who could benefit from this, right? And they don't, they wouldn't know if you didn't tell them, right? So don't just, if it's not for you, don't just be like, I get it, but I'm not interested. But what about somebody you can help? What about somebody you know that could benefit from learning how to leverage money? And the bottom line is, all we're doing is leveraging money, right? We're taking money that you've already earned or is earning, and you're leveraging it to get more money. Because right now, more than likely, most people are getting their money and doing a couple of things with it. As soon as you get it, you turn right into a consumer and you find a place to spend it. That's just, whether it's bills, whether it's lifestyle, that's what most of us do. Or you're saving it. But if you're saving it, it ain't growing. It's just sitting there waiting to be claimed for something. If it's in a bank, what's getting like 1% interest on it, it's not moving. If it's in a brown paper bag in a safe, it ain't moving, right? So we got to find a way to, when we get our money, to get it in motion for it to grow. And so developing a skill that allows you to leverage money is something that most of us wasn't exposed to. And so here I is, right? Here I am to run the play. All right, you guys, I'm out of here, man. I've been yapping long enough. Much love and respect to the EI community and everybody who believes in me, supported me, and share this video. If you still hear my voice, share, please. That's what I forgot to say a long time ago. If you still here, please hit the share button. You never know who this might touch. If you are already part of the EI Day Trader tribe, don't forget to sign up and get your affiliate link. That's another thing, right? When you become an EI Day Trader, we put you in an affiliate program, and everybody you refer, right, you get a stipend for that as well. So it's all about keeping it in motion. It's all about paying it forward. That's what we're doing. All right. So I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. I see you. Peace, and I'm out. Chuck, what's happening, man?